Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the market update for August 2025. If you're a buyer or seller or just keeping your eyes on the market, there's a lot to unpack this month. Calgary's been on an interesting run lately, and August brought a few shifts that are definitely worth paying attention to. So I'll be walking you through the numbers and the trends and what they actually mean if you're thinking about making a move. Also, I'll be breaking everything down by property type since the detached, semi-detached, row house, and apartment segments of the market all tend to move differently. And if you want a little laugh, I just recorded this entire video with no sound apparently, so here we go again. So let's start with the big picture. The benchmark price for the typical Calgary home came in at $577,000, which is down 4.1% from this time last year. Days on market came in at 38 days to sell the average Calgary home. And in August, we saw just under 2,000 total sales in Calgary, down 8.8% year over year. Inventory is sitting at 6,661 active listings, giving us about 3.35 months of supply. So that's keeping us in a buyer's market overall, but keep in mind that each neighborhood and property type in Calgary are different, and we'll cover each type later on. What's interesting this month is how much buyer activity is concentrated in certain price ranges, while other segments continue to soften. Here you can see the sales numbers by price range, with the only pronounced dip in sales occurring at typical condo price points. As you can see, months of supply, which indicates the amount of time it would take to sell the current active inventory in Calgary at the current rate of sales, varies widely by property type, with the apartment and row segments starting to slow down. For reference, 2.5 months of supply indicates balanced market conditions in Calgary, so the detached and semi-detached segments of the market aren't faring too badly. Here you can see the overall inventory levels in Calgary are on track to match numbers that we haven't seen since 2021. But do keep in mind that this is the market as a whole and each segment is performing differently. In Calgary overall, the average time it takes to sell a home is climbing, creeping up to the 2021 average of 40 days on market. Detached homes are still leading the market, but we are seeing some subtle changes. The detached benchmark price is currently sitting at $755,000, and that's down 0.9% year over year. The average days on market is sitting at 35 days. And in August, there were just under 1,000 detached home sales, which is down 3% from this time last year. New listings came in at 1,748, with the current months of supply sitting at 3.07. So keeping in mind that 2.5 months of supply indicates balanced market conditions, the detached market in Calgary is definitely in buyer's market territory at the moment, but it's not too far off from a balanced market. Semi-detached homes had a slightly different story this month, with the semi-detached benchmark price sitting at $687,000, which is actually up 0.9% from this time last year. The average days on market in this segment are also sitting at 35 days to sell the average semi-detached home. In August, we saw just over 200 sales in the semi-detached segment, which is actually up 20% year over year. New listings came in at 309, with the current months of supply at just over 2.5 months, sitting at 2.56. So overall, the semi-detached market is still doing well and sitting in balanced market territory. The row house market in Calgary continues to be competitive, largely driven by affordability. And the row house benchmark price is currently at $439,000, down 5% from this time last year. The average days on market for row housing is currently sitting at 40 days. And in August, there were 339 row home sales, which is down 11% year over year. New listings in this segment came in at 544, with the current months of supply sitting at 3.25. Apartment sales are currently slowing due to an oversupply in this segment, but that's leading to some pretty good opportunities for buyers who are interested in buying condos at a decent price. The apartment benchmark price in Calgary is currently at $326,000, which is down 6% year over year. The average days on market for apartments is currently sitting at 47 days, with apartment sales down 26% from this time last year, and the total number of sales coming in at just under 450. New listings in this segment came in at 877, with the current months of supply sitting at 4.41, placing the apartment segment in Calgary firmly in buyer's market territory. So that's your Calgary market update for this month. And as always, the numbers only tell a part of the story. The trends can look very different from neighborhood to neighborhood. So if you found this market update helpful, please do hit like and subscribe so that you don't miss any future updates, and I'll see you in the next one.